boy, oh boy, it's been quite an eventful week in pro wrestling, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, I think that's exaggerating, but we can try our best to make it not suck, huh?
Of course. I feel like a shaken baby. It was so shaken up from the shake-up on the shake-up day of Monday.
Oh, yeah, it was very impressive. I mean, there was a lot accomplished.
Big changes.
Boy. Yeah, I mean, if you want to really talk about pulling a rabbit out of your hat and then promptly executing it in front of people, they really, that's got to be the end of Vince McMahon being the big surprise, huh?
Well, it did pop a ratings, though. Didn't they get 400K?
Yeah, well, of course it's going to, because people actually thought they were going to get something out of it. People tuned in going, oh, okay, here he comes. Here comes Vince. All right. Obviously, if Vince is coming out, something big is going to happen here. Yeah. Obviously, we got to, we're in full panic mode here. They finally heard it as the ratings drop week by week and interest wanes. Here comes Vince for a big announcement. And what does he do? He comes out and he addresses the audience and he says to him, hey, guys. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Not just him. He needed the whole fucking kit and caboodle out there. He needed Stephanie. He needed Shane. He needed Triple H. Tell you something that nobody already knew, which is that the entire show is ran by the McMahons anyways, but somehow it's going to improve by having the McMahons there to run it anyways.
Yeah, they said no more absentee. The days of absentee management are over.
Which I don't think that anybody ever thought that they were absentee. I just think that they thought that they were out of touch and that they were delegating they were delegating tasks to people that weren't ready for it. They were just basically picking, we got these writers, they'll handle it. That's nobody thought that they weren't there. Nobody didn't think that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. I think that they just thought that they weren't doing it well.
Right. Well, I mean, it's the same four people disappointing you week after week are going to disappoint you just more on camera.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I said this on Tuesday. I don't remember exactly if I did, but it's basically like your wife cheating on you. And her apology is, I'll try to not cheat on you. That's the whole apology. It's just, it's like, what else is going to happen? Well, we're going to try not to. Yeah. And, actually, you know how I'm going to improve this cheating on you? You're going to tell me how this marriage is going to go. You're in charge now. Like, I don't know if I'd believe that from somebody who's routinely lied to me and treated me like shit and basically been doing that for years. Nah, you're the one in charge now. You guys are the authority. Which, dude, by the way, I mean, should we not know that that's just a sad approach to things? Do you think General Hospital's ever like, you guys write General Hospital? Guess who? You guys, you know what? You guys write SNL. You're unhappy with how the show's been? Now you guys, we're going to make skits determining on what you like. It's like, no, that's never a thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, that'd be funny. It's just like, unhappy with the turn of events on the show? You guys are in charge now. Oh, boy.
Right. Which nobody believes. Nobody actually believes that anybody. Which, that's it, too. It's like this idea, you guys are in. Oh, now you guys, we're going to start listening to you. You're going to determine the way that things are supposed to go. I don't think that's what people want at all. I don't think that people want to they just want to be entertained. They want to be shown something that they haven't seen before. They don't want to tell you, nobody wants to watch a TV show and go, hey, yeah, instead of, this happening and it surprised me or, really sucked me into the story, just do what I want you to do. Like no one's like, oh, man, I'm watching Shameless. And they're like, oh, this character, this horrible thing happens to them. Well, I'd really prefer if it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I know when I was at Morrissey last December, and I didn't like the set list, and I complained. He said, well, why don't you just come up and do a few songs? And I was like, oh, okay, dude, yeah. You can come up and do the songs.
You guys just pick it out.
Yeah, you guys do the songs.
Just pick it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where they're going with this. Honest to God, I think it's just going to end up being a big old plate of disappointment. And it really bums me out because they were given an opportunity here to come up with, I don't know, anything. Really, just anything that would have been better than, we're just not gonna, we're gonna just do our best now. We're just gonna try harder, and it's like it's not even believable when somebody who hasn't disappointed you over and over and over and over and over and over again tells you it. But once they have, why the fuck? What leads anybody to believe that, next Monday they're like, oh shit, I got to tune in because it's going to be all different.
the all new Raw.
No one believes that. Nobody buys it.
Well, also ill-timed because next week's show is a taped show that they taped after the Monday show because it's Christmas Eve. And the following week after that is New Year's Eve. No one gives a shit about the next 2 weeks of shows. I would have waited to do this for New Year's Eve and said, hey, here's a big announcement going into the new year. We're going to try harder. We're going to do better. And here's a 40-minute women's gauntlet match.
Right. Well, don't you think that might have been, it was poorly timed. It would have made way more sense for them to have been, hey, on this first Raw of the new year, we're going to have a big announcement. Then take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, just to really stop and think it out and be like, okay, what are some things that we can do to really make the show look different? A new introduction, fucking anything, dude. Just anything to make the show just to look a little bit more fresh, the way that it's presented. And their idea of them saying, oh, okay, well, don't worry, we're going to bring in a handful of new guys from NXT. That'll fix it. When has that fixed it in the past half dozen years?
Yeah, I mean, and the call-ups are all, I want, if Tony brought that up because I didn't expect any of those call-ups, and I already thought Nikki Cross was already on the main roster because she's been on the main roster, so that's not really, and we knew Lars Sullivan was coming for like a month already, so that wasn't a big thing. What do you think is the justification for throwing Heavy Machinery up there so quick?
Honest to God, I have no idea. I mean, I like those guys. I'm glad to see that they're going to do something with them, and I hope and I pray that they give them something creative. But once again, what would lead me to believe that they would do anything with these guys of value? Yeah. What would lead me to believe that they've done anything? Just run through the list of tag teams that they've brought up from NXT, and it's just a repeated fucking lead pipe beating by creative.
Yeah, and I'm curious about EC3. Like, what are they going to do with? Is he going to be a heel? Is he going to be a face? What are they doing with that guy?
Well, I mean, I look at EC3 and I say to myself, I go, okay. I liked when he was Derek Bateman. I liked him because I remember when he was doing the prehistoric NXT show where he had Daniel Bryan as his mentor or whatever the hell it is, his veteran or whatever they were calling it on the show at the time. And I remember saying to myself, "Oh, this kid's got a good personality." I remember thinking, oh, he's kind of funny. He's got a good build. He's got a good look. Like they might be able to do something with him. He's not so great in the ring, and he's still not. But, they might be able to pull something together for him. But now I look at him and I just go, yeah, and, it's funny. Sir Dirk a lot in the chat room beat me right to it. All I see in him is another Bobby Roode. I see another guy that they might bring up. And by the way, he doesn't even have the fallback of the entrance and the music and all that shit. He's just going to come up. He's going to cut promos about you guys are poor and I'm rich and there'll be nothing else to go off of. That's it.
Yeah. It'd be great, Joe, if they gave him a black manservant and he comes out with money and starts telling people to do challenges like dribbling a basketball for like $1 million and then kicks the ball away. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Something new, something we've never seen before.
Yeah, they can give him like a manservant, and then like he can make his own belt made with like dollar signs. That would be interesting. I
mean, it kind of writes itself where you look at it and you go, okay, you've got Spud or Drake Maverick. You got him sitting there. He's in this tag team. He's fledgling there, which, by the way, he lost them the titles. And then for some reason, they just don't care. That didn't make any sense to me where I'm sitting there. I'm going, okay, so this little guy cost them the title, like their manager. And then what do they just say? Who cares? That's how little the titles mean. That the guy loses them their titles, and then they're just like, yeah, that's fine. No big deal.
We'll get him back. We'll get him. We'll try harder next week.
Yeah, we're all friends, right? We'll try harder next week.
Well, Joey, keeping title belts is really, really hard.
Okay? You're right.
It's really hard. Holding on to your title. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Were you surprised that Vince came out on Tuesday? Was such a big part of the show on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, they had to do something. They have to do something, and especially SmackDown, where they're dying to get the ratings up for that show to look good for Fox. They have to pull something out of their ass. And like I said, they're running out of things, dude. They're fresh out of things. I mean, we're about 4 weeks out from it being Undertaker season, right?
Right.
And then what do we got? What do we got other than Undertaker season, which is around the corner?
Yeah, and they got to set up an opponent for him. I'm worried it might be like Michaels again or something. I'm like, oh, I can't.
No, that was painful enough to watch him try to have that match, a month or two ago. He needs to not do that ever again. But no, I mean, who else do they have? Are they Stone Cold Steve? No, The Rock? No, they got nobody. Mick Foley? No, all the guys that they've dusted off. It's all over. It's all.
Joe, you forgot about somebody they've been saving for a rainy day.
Who's that?
Well, at one point he had 24-inch pythons, and he doesn't like black people.
Allegedly.
Sorry. Allegedly, he doesn't like people who aren't white.
Stop. We only have audio evidence of that. Do you need video?
He only said the word like 13 times.
It was 3. It was 3. All right. Come on. Let's not exaggerate. But no, I mean,
they could be saving that. They could be saving that. Bring that gun out.
Dude, I don't even think Hulk Hogan's got that. Hogan does not even have that ability to go out there and say, hey, Hogan is on Monday Night Raw. And people are going to go, oh, shit. What's he going to have a match? No, he's not going to have a match. Oh, what was it? Earlier this week or a week and a half ago? Flair's doing interviews saying, hey, I'm cleared to bump in the ring. Like, what?
Oh, cool.
69-year-old Ric Flair. He's going to come out and save us. Like, come on, dude.
He's the one fighting Undertaker at Mania.
If they were to – no, he's not. I'd like to think they're not even – I'd like to think even they're not that ridiculous. Honest to God. The only thing I could think of him doing would be managing Charlotte, which I feel like they already buried that a long time ago. But, who cares? That happened in the past. You guys already forgot, right? Yeah. So they could either do something like that and this to me would be a nightmare, but at least it would make a little bit more sense than giving him a singles match, but maybe a mixed tag.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, like what they're waiting to bring Hogan out in the States. Like they brought him out in the country that cuts people's heads off there in Saudi Arabia. And like he got a pop and everything, and it didn't really stink up their media. Like, you know what I mean? It didn't really Hogan's racist, and nobody really batted an eye that much over it. So maybe that gives them the green light in the new year to be like, okay, we can put him out there again now. Maybe he's the next GM. Maybe he's the GM. I mean, are they eliminating GMs? Is that what we're supposed to take from this? Because I'm still confused.
The GM position, that needs to end. That needed to end a long time ago. It's just become too big of a crime. Because I thought it was funny. And, I did get to talk to Mish about this on Tuesday. I remember this distinctly, where they were talking about, we've eliminated the rematch clause. The rematch clause is gone now. So just so we can keep the stories moving, to keep it fresh. But I don't even think I would put that on page 1 of the things that are a problem with the show.
What, the rematches?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even consider that a big issue.
Well, but are they telling me now that the same guys won't fight each other 3 pay-per-views in a row?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is that what it means? Is it means that, we're not going to have to see Ziggler versus Rollins for the 45th time? You know what I mean? It's just like, is that the point you're trying to get across? Or are you just saying, we don't want this to become some sort of crutch for the writers? Which, if that's the thing, you don't want it to be a crutch for the writers, then here's something that you can do. You can circumvent that by saying, hey, you get your rematch, but you don't get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get it right now. That's all. Oh, I want it in 3 weeks at the pay-per-view. Well, no. You could get it sometime, but just not right now. Well, think about it. It's there. The option is there, but just switch it. Just go, okay, in 90 days. 90 days is a rematch option. Mm-hmm. You can have a rematch if you want to in 90 days.